All right, so we'll jump back to Google here. Okay, so thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was just curious on Ethan's show. Did you say much? Did he? I know there's usually a lot of people on those streams. I don't want to sort of cover all the same stuff, but I had a whole list of questions for you.
And I mean, I didn't really talk to him much. He was gonna get into some stuff. I'm not sure exactly all, but there were, there's quite a bit of people on there, and then subjects change for a second. You know how it goes.
Sure.
Flow of conversation. So no, I didn't really talk much about anything yet.
Cool. Okay. Well, I've got a whole list for you, and I just basically wrote out everything I had questions about.
Okay.
This is a friendly interview, so if there's anything that you don't want to get into or you haven't decided on or anything like that, just let me know. No big deal. But I'm curious, what was the trigger for you that got you into ComicsGate in the first place?
Well, I've been watching Diversity in Comics for a while now, and just I've heard about all the different back and forth with putting politics into comics, and just with reading some of the stuff myself, it's been going downhill, and it's really sad to see something that's been out for years just slowly. I feel like it's slowly fading away. It's a business. You have to make sales, and a lot of these things that are coming out now are just so niche that they're not giving big business sales. They're only giving indie sales, and a lot of people aren't as into them, and a lot of the characters are getting changed around from what people really adore.
Right.
So it's just seeing all this backlash on something that's so innocent. It really pisses me off.
Yeah.
that happens. It's just there's so much hate out there on something that shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Hated.
So I hate for another technical thing, but I have had some comments. I turned up the mic as loud as I can, the system audio. I'm curious if you have any more power to turn up your mic. Otherwise, I could probably turn mine down, and everybody could that's watching turn theirs up. Maybe that'll work.
Okay, how does this sound, guys? I put it like literally next to my lips.
Chat, what do you think?
I'm also a soft-spoken person, so I try my hardest to, give out some more sound, but I'm not perfect with it.
Yeah, sounds good, they say. Okay, we will go with it.
I will hold it next to my lips.
Okay, you're good. You're good. All right, so yeah, those are some great points. So diversity in comics got you, and you're watching his stuff. Yeah, definitely a slow decline. It's almost like the frog boiling in water, the analogy.
Yeah.
So with diversity in comics, was there like the Mark Waid lawsuit? Is that sort of what triggered you, or was it just
that was a big thing? I mean, just things piling on in general with how shitty people have been talking.
Mm-hmm.
He's been the most vocal that I've come across for it, so I am basing more off for him.
Yeah.
And also with Stanley's death, that
yeah,
that stuff really pissed me off. That's so fucking gross that people.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't even know if you like cussing on here. I apologize. I was gonna ask you before, and I just went full on. I want to respect if you don't.
No, you're
want
good.
That. Okay.
So you can say whatever you want. If people that watch me often know, I'm like, I don't swear. It's just part of my thing. But
Okay.
I'm also a free speech advocate. So say whatever you need to express yourself.
But it is your channel, and I respect you for your channel.
Yeah.
So I will try my best.
No problem. You're doing good. So I'm curious, just a little bit of background on you. What are your favorite comics? What's the love of comics for you?
I'm more into X-Men, and I've read into Claremont, and that's how I got really into Storm and Rogue as my faves.
Cool.
And then I've been reading lately. I don't know if you've read any of like Mr. and Mrs. X.
I have
like
not.
that.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been really into that because I love them as a couple, so I'm super excited for them.
Very
It's
cool.
like this action-packed chick flick. I admit it's that, but
No, and
I'm
that's
down for it, man.
that's like a point I've made and I'll make over and over again is that different stories appeal differently to men and women, and that's okay. That's why there's such a big industry for chick flicks, and action movies. I mean, it's targeted marketing, so that's cool.
I haven't. It was really new for me for The Punisher. My husband and I, we binge watched the Punisher on Netflix, and then so then they had the newer issues coming out, and so we bought them recently, and they were really good.
And you know what, the Punisher? Yeah, I loved it as well. It was surprisingly pro-conservative, and I did not expect that. They had the gun control issue that got brought up, and I expected a certain outcome, and it sort of ended more like on the pro-Second Amendment side of things, and I was shocked. But yeah, it was so fun. I really enjoyed that, as well as Daredevil. Did you catch the third season?
No, I have not. My husband's been more into Daredevil, and he's read more of the recent issues, like very, very recent issues for Daredevil, because he wanted to get back on track with it. And so I noticed in, what is it? I think it was the third comic with Punisher that it actually had Daredevil in it, and then he said in Daredevil comics it actually had the Punisher in it. So it was nice to have a little bit of continuity there, because it's been lagging.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're those are I think as far as Netflix goes, those are their winners for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So next question. What made you decide to start a YouTube channel? I saw that you had 2 videos on there, and when I first checked it, you had I think it was 7 subscribers. I forget the exact number. And then Ethan's stream happened, and then you had over 200. So that was some awesome growth.
Damn, oh, sorry.
You're good.
I was really, really surprised for that one. No, I figured that might be one of the best outlets is to, put actually my voice to it. And I liked the just basic concept that Zach, your boy Zach, has done with his videos. And I know this recent one I just put out. My husband, he likes to try and dabbling in editing, so he wanted to go and edit it a little bit for me, and I was like, all right. So we just kind of went with that approach, and I mean, I don't know how it'll be for the rest of the videos, if it'll be anything spectacular for it. I'm not sure yet how I'll go with it, but yeah, I just figured, putting an actual voice with it, that might help,
Yeah.
It.
So your channel is back up then?
Yeah, I did it under. So it's not under ComicsGate Girl. It's under Comic Girl Ava. So that's what I have. I just put a video up today, and it was my husband joined in on it.
Cool.
And we just kind of went over about what we may do, for the future with videos. It's honestly, I'm not very positive exactly what I'll be doing. I know I want to go and talk about comics, and I want to review some of the stuff that I've been reading, so it's just going to go along that basics again. And I did mention in there that I mean, there's a possibility. I love raunchy humor, so there's a possibility I might put some of that in there, and it's not going to be for sure it will be. I might not have anything, something like that to say, but it's just a possibility that might be in there, and nothing ever is hateful, and nothing undermines is hateful. I'm all
right.
I don't want to be like that. It's all just jokes. So if that comes in the future, guys, it's all jokes. I promise. Right.
Yeah. No. That's been this will be a nice segue, but that's been something that's interesting to me, because when I jumped into this culture war, really, I mean, I've never been called a hateful person. I've never been called a bigot until I came out in support of ComicsGate, and then that's exactly what I was to everybody. I mean, I've never had so many people so mad at me. And I know, you on Twitter, I didn't follow it super closely, but there were times when you got dogpiled on Twitter just for that short little while.
I would say the same thing just like you did, that anyone that knows me in person, I mean, yeah, of course, I guess I could say the sweetest things to you. But no, I mean, I do believe that I am a very sweet person, and I just have I don't know, I guess an out there kind of personality at times that just wants to go and have fun, you know,
Sure.
and be funny. So it's never hateful. And a lot of people that actually know me, you know, real life, they just think I'm really, you know, sweet and open-minded. So I don't. It's so weird to have the exact opposite.
Right.
You know, with people that have never met me, because
Right.
it's not that way.
Yeah, and one of those people. So when I was on Twitter I can't remember which day this was. I think it was a Tuesday, maybe.
Dude, it all blurs together, right?
Yeah, it does. It's one big brawl.
Yeah.
But Renfamous started it out, and it seemed to me like I get crap from Ren all the time on Twitter.
Seems like everyone does.
Yeah, and that's part of the game. But I was shocked at how aggressive people were against you. And to me, I want to get your thoughts on this, but it almost seemed like because you didn't fit the narrative, because you're a woman, therefore you cannot be on ComicsGate's side of things. I don't know
what. I
what.
could not possibly, because how could a woman, you know, support something that's a hate group? Is apparently the logic of people, but the hate was not really from, you know, the more ComicsGate leaning side. The only thing that really was, I guess you could label it as hate, but I think it's more of just like ignorance with it or jealousy. Is you know, some people were like, I'd love to go on Ethan Van Sciver's radar, but you know, here she is. Just because she's a girl, you know, and is she even real? And
Yeah.
everyone just like has so much. I don't know, is it fear and jealousy mixed together? I'm not sure, but I guess that's their feelings. I can't change that for them.
So that actually, I did want to ask about that as well. So when you left ComicsGate, you left Twitter for I think over Thanksgiving break, I guess.
Yeah, it was just like the day or whatever. Spent the holiday, you know, regrouping.
Yeah. Were you getting pushback from the ComicsGate side of things, and was that just because of the Ethan stream, or what? I didn't see everything, but what was your take on that?
It was a little. I wouldn't say it's like a lot, but it was a little from the ComicsGate side. Not a lot though. But yeah, it was some from the fact of just out of nowhere. It seems to people. But I guess anything can seem out of nowhere when you just create a page. I mean, I don't know how to change that for people, and if you know people end up clicking follow, I mean I can't change that either. That how many people would do that? It's
Sure.
not like, I mean, I don't know what they expect from me for that. I mean, I appreciate that people did.
Right.
I definitely did, and I was really happy and grateful, and that I was even able to go and talk to a lot of these other artists and creators. Yeah, I mean, just very thankful I was
Right.
able to get that.
Yeah, no, and so that's with a lot of smaller YouTubers, and like I'm not gonna speak for everybody. I've only been here, I mean, about a month. I mean, I've had my channel a little bit longer than that, but it's been about a month that I've focused on comics and ComicsGate, and so I'm pretty new on the block as well. I've never been on any of these big shows, but Ethan he watched at least a few of my videos because he's mentioned it a couple times in his streams, and I was grateful for that. I'd love to go on his show, but it's not something, to me, I don't really understand the mindset of, you know, somebody else had something good for them and therefore that's bad for me. I guess that it doesn't really make sense to me. So
I know, but it is, I mean, honestly, it's a human emotion to go and you want something and you don't get it and someone else gets it faster. And I mean, I can't dock them for that, you know.
Sure. Yeah, and I guess it's how you deal with that sort of natural first reaction. Yeah. Okay. So I'm curious, over the break that you were off Twitter and before you decided to come back, what went into your decision making? Why did you decide to come back, and what changes? I noticed your name's different, your Twitter profile is a little different. What sort of was your thought process behind that?
When it came out with ComicsGate Girl, it wasn't like, I don't know. I'm not very creative on the name front. I'm not gonna lie. So it just, I leaned more for that stuff. So I was like, all right, I want them to know that they have a girl voice as well. I want to support. So what's as blatant as possible?
Sure.
ComicsGate Girl. All right. But I think it might have just been too heavy-handed for people. So it generalizes about comics. So Comic Girl Ava is what I figured might be better for people. And then for the, leaving and then coming back, it's just, I guess when you first start off, you already have a passion in you. So then people attack. So then you just, you're not sure how to go about it. So you feel like you have to fight back. So then when all that stuff went on and I took the break, I wanted to regroup and I wanted to go back to my kinder self. I didn't like how things were going, and I wanted to be more true to myself with that nature of myself, and that is to be kinder about it. There's some fire, you can fight with fire, but not into the extent that some people are going.
Sure. Yeah, and I'll tell you that's been a balance I have had a hard time striking. So I'm, like, generally speaking, I'm a nice guy.
You sound very nice.
Yeah, usually I'm a pretty nice guy. But Twitter, it makes it hard because you've got people that are just going at you, calling you the worst names possible.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was definitely hard for me. I actually, I invited Ren to come on to a live stream with me. I'm glad that she turned me down for the first time, just because I'm still learning. I'm a super boomer right now. Hopefully next time will be better. But yeah, I want to talk to anybody and be open-minded like that. But definitely Twitter makes it hard to do that because you want to just lash out at people because they're so nasty.
You gotta be careful with that.
Yeah.
As much as I appreciate your thinking with that, when trying to reach out to someone that has definitely reached out to many others. But you can't change some people's perspectives, and someone that has so much anger behind them, and constant anger.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know if it's worth it. I think it's just not going to end up in your favor, and it's only going to make it worse. And I would hate to see that. There's no point with something like that because it's never going to change.
Sure.
They've done that for a while, and nothing's been changing.
Yeah, I would never expect her mind to change. That's for sure. But like for my principles, I want to be able to talk to anybody. So I thought, well, I'll put the invite out there. I knew she wouldn't take it.
And I know, but
yeah.
the thing is, you can, and that's enough in your heart that you don't have to go and reach out to someone just to go and, I guess, prove that for your visual.
Sure.
You still know. So yeah, that person, they're gonna be who they are. And honestly, I think if they would have went on, then, oh God, I think you would have just been raging inside.
Oh, I would have got.
Keep it calm on the outside, but raging inside because of just stubbornness,
Yeah, I would have a lot of views though. And that's what I have to say.
Oh my God, I get it. Yeah. But I don't want you to go through that. I don't.
No. Yeah, no, it's all good. And I am pretty well demonstrated it, and I'm happy with the way things are. So I wanted to ask. Let's see. Ask you about Twitter. Oh, the future of ComicsGate. We're about to the end, I think, of my questions. I don't want to hold you too long, but what do you see in the future of ComicsGate? What's next?
Oh man, honestly, I think that a lot of people are that are within this, especially that have been so well known in it. You try to handle it one way, it doesn't go well, so you try to handle it like a more peaceful way. I think there's just going to be a lot of independent creators trying to go and add their voice to it, because they're going to see the hate for themselves that is more leaning on one side. I don't think people are going to stand down. I think there's going to be more and more people, hopefully even just, like me, that maybe some other women out there that will be like, hey, this is not a hate group. This is a group that just wants to get politics out and wants good writing and good art. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
No other agenda, you know. And I hope other people can see that too. And I think people will, and I think more people will come up, you know, and they'll take the risk, you know, hopefully in a smart way, take the risk and be kind along the way, because kindness it's not weakness. It's not weakness at all. I think it's a sign of strength, and you're not going to get anywhere with any hate. And I would not want my name to be known as that at the end of the day. You don't regret ever being nice to someone.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a really great perspective. I'm hoping, too, that more hearts and minds will change just based off of... Honestly, this community has been... I've never had anybody be nasty to me. Mm-hmm. So to me, it's been super welcoming, especially, you know, I'm a writer. I want to create and I want to publish a comic. And
awesome.
To me, I feel like this is the community to do it with, because people are great. Cool. So last question, what is the future for you? I know you're going to be doing review videos. Is that what's your plan for the YouTube channel?
Yeah, I guess it just, so far what I've come up with at least is just, if I read something and I want to go and, you know, post it, I'll just keep, you know, kind of generic review on one of the comics I've read, and I might insert some things here and there about, just in general kind of comic reviews, maybe with my husband here and there, just because it's fun. I love talking to him, so it works.
Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I got so far. And if I ever come across some kind of fiery passion where I just have to speak my voice because people are pissing me off, then yeah, I might add that too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just have that one YouTube channel, the Comic Girl Ava, and then my Twitter, Comic Girl Ava, as well.
Great. Well, I'm going to check it out. Yeah, I want to check out your next, or your most recent video.
My one only video right now.
That'll be awesome. Thank you so much for coming on. I know it was short notice. I had the last interview fall through.
Me, man.
Yeah, no, it's great to have you. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so thank you everybody for standing it through all of my technical difficulties. I'm going to practice. I'm going to get better at this, I promise. And yeah, I want to start doing live streams maybe weekly. I haven't figured out the best day or time. I might have to switch it around. But yeah, I want to do more of it for sure. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Ava. And we'll close it off.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Great. You too.